The Houston Rockets have tricked the NBA. This is a team that got off to a crazy good start, up to the number 2 seed in the Western Conference, and then they went on a massive losing streak. They lost 6 in a row and 11 of 16 games before all of a sudden, now they've won 9 in a row and are right back to that number 2 seed behind Alperen Sengun and Jaylen Green, a really nice duo. A big part of this turnaround has been that Jabari Smith Jr. has made his return to the court from a broken hand. Having that guy out there, yet another wing that can stretch the floor, that can play defense, on top of all these other wings that they've got in Houston, is a huge reason why this team has been so good. They are now up to 46-25, 2 games ahead of the Denver Nuggets to cement themselves in second place in the West. And for the Rockets, this all starts with a somewhat inconsistent but really electric young 2-guard by the name of Jaylen Green. 21.2 points per game, 4.6 rebounds, 3.9 assists, and 1 steal in 34 minutes. And the big thing that Rockets fans wanted to see this year from Jaylen was improvement on his efficiency. And he really hasn't. 42% from the field, still not good whatsoever. 35% from 3 is much better than last year, where he was chilling at 33% from 3 on 7.5 attempts per game, 42% from the field. So at least one of those is going in the right direction, but this year so far for Jaylen, he has not been as efficient as I'd like. Now, he's still only 22 years old, he's still into year 4, and he's averaging 21 a game, so it's been a good year, and he's on the second best team in the toughest conference in the league. He's a 6'5 wing with a 6'8 wingspan, so by no means do I think you trade him, especially like we've heard about some Kevin Durant rumors this summer. I think Jaylen Green is staying in Houston for quite some time, and when you pair him up with this young post by the name of Alperen Sengun, this is a very formidable duo for the future. Between these two, they came to Houston in the same draft class. Sengun averages about 19 points a game, 11.5 boards, 5 assists, 1.4 blocks, and 0.8 steals, and he's very similar to a modern NBA megastar, and we're going to talk about that in a second. But he can pass, he can dribble, he can play make, he can shoot, he can do a little bit of everything. Not really the best three-point shooter as of yet at only 24%, but over 50% from the field, or bang on 50%, and a really good passer, hitting Jaylen Green for the back door right there, and then taking the rookie to school on the block, getting to the other side of the rim, using it as a shield, and going up and over. Now, like I said, he kind of compares quite favorably to Jokic. In Jokic's 4th season in the league, he was averaging 18.5 points, 10.7 boards, 6.1 assists, and 1.2 steals, compared to Sengun, who's averaging more points and rebounds, a little bit less assists per game, but about the same blocks and steals. So a really promising season this year for Sengun, and something that should have Rockets fans excited when somebody on your team compares to a guy that probably should have won 4 straight MVPs at his peak, and we haven't even seen his peak yet because he's still in the middle of his prime. But as for Sengun, great building block to have on this team that right now is one of the younger teams in the league and is the number 2 team in the West. Now, they've been 13-4 since the return of Jabari Smith Jr. They were 12-7 without him in the lineup with that hand injury, so really nice to have Jabari back. Like I said, he's a 6'10", versatile wing with a 7'1" wingspan, so he can do a lot of things, and he opens up a lot of things for you to do on both the offensive and defensive side of the ball with his versatility and his shooting. 12.2 points a game, 6.6 rebounds, 1 assist, and 0.8 blocks. So he hasn't really progressed from his rookie season, where he was the number 3 overall pick in the draft and really drew a lot of comparisons to Kevin Durant with his playmaking and shot making. But 44% shooting from the field, 35% from 3, I guess is all right. I'd like for this to be a lot bigger or a lot higher, but I mean, he's still young, and he's sharing minutes with all these guys, all of these wings, including Jaylen Green and Cam Whitmore, who count as wings, even though they're more of 2 guards. And speaking of the other young wings, Amen Thompson. I mean, my goodness, this kid is having a heck of a year in Houston. Dunking all over KPJ right there. On the season, he's averaging 14.1 points a game, 8.3 rebounds, 2.1 assists, 1.4 steals, and 1.2 blocks a night. Fantastic defensively. He's one of the best defenders in the league and one of the most athletic players in the league. Between him and his brother Azar up in Detroit, they have the most athletic gene pool in the league, besides like LeBron and Bronny. But Amen stands at 6'7" with a 7'1" wingspan and can really defend. And when he's equipped with that athleticism, he's nearly unstoppable on the defensive side of the ball. Just an absolute playmaker over there. And then if he's starting to do this, create shots for himself off the dribble, that can get scary on the offensive end of the ball. I know those are all late shot clock situations, but I'd like to see him do more of it. And then he's got the clamps, right? Locking up Evan Mobley right here. And then he's going to come over from the weak side and stuff this shot with Cade Cunningham, with his terror twin, who is Tari Eason. Both of these guys are just scary good on the defensive side of the ball. Rips Cade right here as he's trying to back him down, and now we're going the other way. Same thing right here. Just can't quite pick it up, but he steals it from Anthony Edwards. And then right here, as Bam tries to fake this screen action, he's going to just stunt up from the baseline and rip it. And then just fantastic one-on-one individual defense here against DeMar DeRozan. And then, like I said, his terror twin, Tari Eason, another long athletic wing that can defend and can score a little bit, just stupid athletic. He's averaging 12.4 points a game this year, 6.4 rebounds, 1.4 assists, and 1.8 steals to go with a block per game. And he stands at 6'8" and has a 7'2" wingspan. So another guy that is extremely long, extremely athletic, and can just stifle opposing offenses. Great job right here reading where this rebound's going to come out at and just going up and getting it, taking it away. And then in transition, coming right downhill at Draymond Green, who thinks he's the defensive player of the year. I'm not quite sure about that, but the athleticism here, just steal after steal against this Warriors team. And this was before the Warriors got Jimmy. This is before they got good. But this is a fantastic defensive showing. And then just the versatility, once again, just like with Amen Thompson. He can pretty much guard anybody on the court. Darion Sebron, NC State legend, doesn't matter. We're blocking it and going the other way. Now he's going to guard Zion one-on-one on the block, force a miss, and get it going the other way. Here he is switching on to Paul George and blocks it, and we're going to go the other way as well. And then Rui in transition, fantastic defense, and being able to keep that in play as he blocks the shot. With that being said, if you've made it this far into the video, make sure to like button, leave me a comment down below, and hit the subscribe button if you are enjoying at any point. As you can see here, a large majority of the people that watch these videos are not subscribed to the channel. If that's you, go ahead and fix that. And with that being said, let's get back to the video, looking at the menace himself, Dillon Brooks, who is an absolute problem for opposing offenses and sometimes for defenses. It depends on what kind of a day he's having. 14 points per game, 3.8 boards, 2.7 assists, and 1 steal in 32 minutes per game this year for DB. He's been a really nice piece to this Rockets team. He's still got a couple years left on his contract, and he's shooting 39% from 3 on about 6 attempts per game. That is a really good number for a guy in Dillon Brooks that wasn't the most efficient. He's good for about 1 horrifically bad mid-range jump shot per game. But other than that, he has been good as a corner sniper, and then he just does stuff like this. Sometimes it goes in, so you got to give him another one, but you just know that one's not going to go in. He can also guard 1 through 5. Defensive versatility is the name of the game here in Houston. Locking up Wemby, and then he's going to shut down Jeremy Sohan, and then on the next play, he's going to guard Devin Vassell, and he's guarded the 5, the 4, and the 3, and now he's going to guard the point guard for the Warriors in Chris Paul and force a bad miss going the other way. And then there's obviously a few more guys we haven't talked about yet with Fred VanVleet, who I think this is probably his last year in Houston unless they rework that contract. I doubt they pay him $45 million next year. You got Cam Whitmore, the super athletic, bouncy young wing that should be really, really exciting in the future. And I think they got to find him some minutes somewhere in this rotation. And then you got Reed Shepherd, another guy here who can score it. He can fill it up. He was the number 3 overall pick in the draft for a reason. And he just hadn't found any minutes because he was drafted into a contending team. With that being said, that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to hit the like button, leave me a comment down below, and hit that subscribe button if you did enjoy at any point. And with all that being said, thanks so much for watching today's video.